We have a question?
We have a question. Yes.
This is just a very simple one. I was wondering from your experiences, how would you kind of say that attitude and mindset are two different things? I'm kind of curious as to your thoughts in regards to those two concepts and how you apply them.
Attitude and mindset. How they are different?
How they're different.
I really kind of see them as being the same. It's a trick question.
Probably, so you can make up anything. We're okay with it. But how would you,
Yeah.
what would you say mindset is and attitude? If they were the same thing, how are they alike?
It's the spirit at which you attack a problem. You know, and your mindset would be all the little constructs you put together to support the attitude.
So not necessarily blocks, which is, I don't know, were you
Yeah.
thinking blocks mindset or just,
I
okay.
just kept it open.
Okay.
And by blocks, I mean little parsecs, parcels, you know, little products, tools that, you know, support the attitude.
Yeah, I think I would say the two things are conscious and unconscious, or conscious and subconscious is how I would look at it. And so when it's conscious, you know, my attitude, I can choose that and choose it and choose it and choose it. And, you know, I can choose to have a poor attitude, or I can choose to have an attitude of expecting that anything is possible, a negative attitude, whatever. I can choose my attitude consciously. And as I choose and choose and choose and choose with my attitude, that forms my unconscious or my subconscious mindset. Every time I choose that anything is possible, my mindset gets a little bit more all about anything is possible. And eventually it's going to overcome. And everything will be possible for me as a mindset. I won't have to consciously choose that anymore. That's the way that I see it.
So we can have a mindset that's positive rather than oftentimes we may think of the mindset as, you know, I'm stuck on this way, but it's actually about your way of creating.
And even, and just real short, that's exactly where I am right now. It's like, I know I'm in a position where I'm trying to redefine whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing in life. And it's a good thing for me, but it feels like I'm in a pothole. I was talking with someone, you know, during the break. It feels like I'm in a pothole, and I know that I am in the pothole right now. But the other thing that is real is that if I'm in a pothole, it means that I'm in a car driving, you know, and when you're driving in a car, you're going to hit the pothole and keep going forward. So I know that it's going to get more open, or I'm going to overcome this. It's just that right now I'm not in that position. So
That's one of those things we talk about in creativity, living with ambiguity and the
Okay,
ability
yeah.
to do that for a certain period of time. Saying, I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm willing to wait and see.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the incubation model, how important that is.
yeah. The whole,
To let something, to say what you're going to do and then let it sit for a while and then see what bubbles up and what comes later. And also, the incubation model go on one further, because sometimes as soon as you start to think about something, it's amazing the possibilities and the answers that start to come in that you weren't aware of before. I
Yes.
have a problem with attitude and mindset because I think there's a lot of similarities, so I'm going to go with his answer. I liked it.
Okay, when does incubation become procrastination, though?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
think about it.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how important what you incubated is. If you're really, something's
Yeah.
really important. I find incubation is phenomenal because there's so many times that you have something on your mind and you're just concentrating on it so hard that you can't come up with the answers. But I like to write things down. As you see, I've been writing notes here. I'll write it down and then I go away from it completely. And I'm amazed how the answer will come back to me. It just comes back and you have different thinking about it. Procrastination, then maybe it's something you really didn't want to get to in the first place. I don't know. That's
Called
what it is.
avoidance.
Yeah. Now, all of you really have communicated the importance of creating. And so a question I have that I think students might be interested in is, how do you communicate that to others? Either the importance of creating, either for yourself and being able to live in an environment where you're able to be creative, or for others to create and understand the importance of creating.
You model it. You just model it. I mean, I worked with a lot of, as I said, I worked with a lot of big companies. I worked at MTV. I worked with the non-creatives at MTV. How do you like that one? They would give me the people that weren't in the creative department, and I would work with them, and I would tell them how creative they were and how important they were. And I worked in big companies and little companies, and I became known as, they'd call me on the phone, as they say, this is in what ways might I, lady? I mean, they just knew that as soon as they asked me a question, that's the answer they were going to say. I was thrilled by that, because I knew that they were opening up to different ideas. And, my grandchildren, too, they know that, they can't be bored. In what ways are you going to find something to do? That word isn't in your vocabulary, is it? And I said, no, it isn't. What are you going to do with yourself? How might you entertain yourself? How might you do something? I think you have to model it. We've learned some phenomenal things in this program. It's how you take them and what you do with them that's going to affect the rest of the people.
What I found in, my stream of career is any company I've been in, it's always been a matter of being like a change agent, being the person there that acts as the cheerleader, as the person to encourage, as the person that they can consult with to bring out their ideas. And modeling helps. I find that besides modeling, giving them an example, it's encouragement is one of the biggest things, is to tell them that it is possible. What else can you do with this idea? Work on stretching it out a bit.
In education, it gets difficult. Depending on who you're working with, you have teachers that they do what they do, and they're very comfortable, and what works for them, and to change. It's a terrible word, that word change. And I love the word change. To me, change means, something exciting's going to happen. And other people, change means, I got to do something different, and that means I got to do more work, and that creates a different scenario. So for me, I just try and stay very open for whatever opportunities arise, whatever gets presented. You're coming in for an observation from my principal, it's like, oh, please, my door is open. Tell me, how can I improve it? Because if there's something more I could do, I would love to know what it is, because all it's going to do is ultimately improve my classroom. I'm just trying to be very open and positive about it.